Oh, I can't speak too loud, y'all. But hello and welcome to the Industry Highlighter magazine as we begin to say, hey, from the Ice Cold Media Twins, from the Ice Cold Media Twins. Ow, from the Ice Cold Media Twins, from no, I'm
Wow.
just kidding. But it's your girl and favorite CEO, Carol Coco Diggs, along with my executive assistant sister and then some twinning, just Lynn. Hey, we wanted to. Hey, yes. We love to have fun behind the scenes and in front of the camera. And
And
we want
always
to,
on the microphone.
uh, well, yeah. It's coming. It's coming. It's in the mail via Amazon. But and don't you be calling talking about it's on Facebook that you was gonna send me a microphone, so I expect it to be there by tomorrow. But we wanted to come
Wow.
in. Tell them what we wanted to talk about. What do we want to talk about today?
Well, we were going to have a open discussion about I wouldn't really say an issue, but a little um I'll say transitional
Mm-hmm.
interaction with Will
Uh-oh.
Smith and Chris Rock. Two amazing men, I might add. I like both of them. But
Yes, they are.
this has gotten big. And we're just freely talking. For me, I am not really trying to take sides because I'm not the one to judge the situation. I feel bad for the both of them, and the one I really feel bad for is Jada because she is in an emotional state from what we understand. We don't even have the facts about that because nobody's heard from her, apparently. And if they have, we haven't, as media, gotten any information on that. But I feel bad for everybody. And we shouldn't attack just one person, period. Everybody has a feeling behind something, and we're just going to have an open discussion about that.
I'll be honest. Initially, I didn't see it. Okay, I was getting my beauty sleep.
I was too, girl. I was like, say what? I found out on TikTok. I'm like, what?
But
What?
then when we went back and looked at it, it was like, well, what happened? Everybody's asking, was it staged? Is it staged? What was going on? And do we really know?
Do we? I mean, seriously. It was funny because the way I found out, and everybody's like, well, you work for a media outlet. How did you not know? First and foremost, um, I have been, as you know, I've been traveling and I'm doing other stuff. I don't just sit at the TV waiting
Right.
for drama to happen. And we don't know everybody's story. And really, if it was not Will Smith, by his name alone was going to be something big and it was going to explode. And I'm sitting there having a good time talking about different things we're doing in the community on TikTok. Yes, I TikTok. And I'm like, say what? Because someone said, what do you think about Will slapping Chris? And I'm saying to myself, okay, you coming on my live and you asking me a question. So it was messing with me. Like, why is he asking me about somebody slapping somebody? And a good friend of mine with the family bloodline, Mr. James Glass, he supports my TikTok and we support each other on different platforms. And he said, oh yeah, what happened at the awards? I'm like, what happened? So that's how I became familiar with the situation, and I had to go on YouTube and start
Uh-huh.
looking because information coming from one person to the other, it's like a domino effect, and the story changes every time it comes to somebody. And I wanted to just see, and I was like, was this a joke? Like,
Right, exactly.
so it just shocked me, and I was like, I want to know more. Like, did this?
But I tell you, when I went back and I saw Jada's face, I was like, okay. She's a good actress, but I don't foresee her acting that part.
And I don't either, because I think Jada has strong energy. I love her. I've always loved her acting, and I love Will, and of course I love Chris. But when I looked at her response, I felt something. I'm like, there's no way that Jada was. She didn't act that part, and if
Mm-mm.
she did, and she's a Smith, and just being Jada with all her amazing gifts and stuff, to do that for money and exposure, no, for me.
They don't need it. I mean, they already got enough what entanglements and trapments and all of that. They don't need all the
Oh
extra.
Lord.
They don't need all the extra publicity and this, that, and the other. So they was going to get it
Girl
anyway just
said,
by being on the Oscars.
yeah.
But
So
I think, especially as I scroll down the Facebook timeline, it's funny because the young and the older, the more mature, the seasoned population and crowd, everybody still has something to say about it. And I thought that that was pretty interesting because normally, sometimes our more mature, shall I say, population don't necessarily get down with speaking about different topics and things like that. But it was a lot of people. I told you, even some of my family was up there giving their 2 cents worth,
yeah,
about everything. And one of the comments that was very interesting was, uh, let's see, JK was like, I had one word about it. Why? And then MD was like, there's so many things that could be said about the Oscars. And I'm sure that's right. Because
exactly.
one of the other things, look, before we even get all into the other topic, what was going on with the fashion this year? Some people were on it, but then there was some misses. And poor little Wesley Snipes, I don't did he have tights on and a robe or
See, y'all
something?
know, you know what? When it comes for me, fashion, and people pointing out what different people have on, I think sometimes people do it for attention, and
Well, he got it.
and some people really just do it because they want to be totally different, and they want to be able to draw more,
Hmm.
like I said, attention to them. But some people really enjoy what they wear. I I just see it like that. Like, why is it we are so busy focused on what the person has on versus what the person is carrying and surfacing throughout the world, and the way they're applying their gifts, the
But Lynn,
outfit.
wait a minute.
So
Going to the Oscars, the Met Gala, and all of that stuff, don't nobody care about that. They already know about their talent. They already know about their gift. They want to know what they gonna wear, what they gonna be rocking. Now Tiffany had it. She looked good. She had her dressed on. It was fitting very, very well. And some
she was
people,
rocking, huh?
she
She
was
was
rocking.
rocking. Go
Yeah,
Tiffany.
that's right. Some folk looked like the dress was wearing them, instead of them wearing the dress.
But that's the thing. When we see different people on the red carpet and at Oscars and stuff, and you and I experience it up close and personal as photojournalists, and we see them coming out walking
Hmm.
sometimes at different events, and we see it before anybody else see it. And for me, I honestly, I'll say whoa. But then I'll just be like, oh well, that's rock it. If you feel like you rocking it, rock it. It's never really truly important to me personally what a person has on. I'm just glad that they're surfacing their gifts. I've always
Okay.
been that type of person, even growing up. I've never been the type of person if you didn't have nothing and you couldn't get the Nikes or this and that, because I was one of those persons. I couldn't get what everybody else can get.
Girl, I ain't
And
care about no name brand stuff.
but people in the industry sometimes they get, I think, again, I won't judge, but what I feel is that they get too big
Hmm.
and the normal stuff is not good enough for them anymore. And so they have to go to extreme to make themselves feel even more confident when they're stepping out, because it's like, I done did that, I done did this, I got all that in my closet, so I have to be different.
Well,
Totally.
let me ask you this question, because we know that most of the time it's the stylist or the particular designers that they're working with that
Hmm.
actually bring forth these designs and these clothes for them. So do you think it's more or less on the designer and the stylist, and the poor little person, the poor little actor, actress, comedian, or whatever, they don't really get a big say about
That I think plays a big role in it, because if you're a designer, I think that when you're designing something, whether it looks weird or not, that person that's wearing that product helps you sell it.
it? Hmm.
And the name behind the product that you're putting out is a big thing. Whether it looks good or not, it's Jada Pickett wore my outfit. So all these people that look up to Jada and see Jada rock it right, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna rock it because she rocked it and I can do it. Or some people feel that I can't get my stuff seen if you're not
Hmm.
wearing it. And you're at a big event. I know whether people, this is funny, and you remember this. We were doing our interview with the People's Network with Mr.
Uh-huh.
Peoples. He said something very, very important that day when we talked about his movies and about the views. It's kind of the same thing to me. Is
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
don't matter if you like it or not, you still gonna put some money in my pocket, and people that talk about me gonna put more money in my pocket than the ones that support me, because when you're talking about it, everybody gonna
Good or
click in,
bad.
gonna see it, right? They're gonna
Mhm.
click in and they're gonna want to see what everybody is laughing at or talking about. So as soon as you click that button and watch, you just added some money to my bank account. So thank you, I'm gonna make
But
something
just think
uglier.
about it. This whole situation, like I said, has the young and the older or more mature population talking and still talking. How long it's gonna last, how long they're gonna talk about it, I don't know. Will gave a public apology.
He
Um,
did.
and Chris did his little thing online, publicly acknowledging, everybody's good now. So they say, or whatever. But realistically, I'm like, okay, that gave Chris some more jokes. He may not talk about Jada, but he surely can probably talk about that, that punch or whatever.
Well, I
Or
think it
slap.
also opened doors for him because more money is about to start flowing in. This is what, again, anybody that clicks in and listens and watch, this is just what I think. I'm not judging anybody because I'm not in a position to judge. But what I think is he's about to get some more money in his bank account. People gonna start asking him to be in a movie, or hey, I want to interview you. So now you got people like TMZ. Everybody's gonna want to talk to him. How does it feel knowing you got slapped by Will Smith in front of the world on stage at one of the biggest events known to entertainment? And now he has something to hold on his shoulder for a lifetime, regardless. Because when you and I end up being 60, 70, and 80, it's history that people are
Right.
going to be like, back in 2022, do you remember? And it's going to be a story of a lifetime. And I feel bad that it's like that because these are
Hmm.
two talented men that a queen is in between. Now that is an entanglement.
Girl.
And I love me some Jada. I'm sorry. And for those who don't like her, hey, that's on you. I like all of them. Trust me. I I like Jada. And I feel bad because imagine, is anybody asking about what she's feeling right now? Everybody's too busy talking about this man getting slapped. What about this woman's heart? What about how her face looks and everybody's sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing?
Well, I can
And
tell you
now,
now, based off of some of the responses and things, I'm looking at them now. Based on some of the stuff that I've seen online, like you said, some people have picked sides. Some people are not all that happy with, with Jada for the simple fact of all the previous background stuff. So she.
and
But
that too. Why? I mean, I understand not being happy about what people do, but what about our own selves? We so busy wondering what this celebrity is doing, and they're not even doing it to us. And I get disappointed in certain things that I hear about certain celebrities, but I just feel like she makes mistakes just like you and I and everybody else. And with you and I, we're in that position. We work in media. We're doing stuff. We're surfacing our personalities and our energy throughout the world. We're not going to make other people happy. This live may not make nobody happy because like what
right.
they think they are, what do they think they're doing, and why are they even discussing it? Or why did that girl say, I don't want to judge nobody. I like Jada. Be who you're gonna be. We're not put in a position to condemn her in anything because things that we think about can be just as worse as the things that she surfaces. And she just chooses to let you know what she did versus our thoughts. What's the difference? That's all I'm saying. What's the difference?
Girl, I'll tell you what. And truth be told, you know me, you know my personality or whatever. If it wasn't for the fact that I was doing what I was doing, love what I was doing, and in media, I could care less what they would do.
Right,
But,
right.
but
Because everybody was coming to me. They was like, so what do you think? I said, what I think is something happened, negative energy surfaced into that building, and it got out of control.
oh, right.
If you think about it, I'm gonna ask you, and then whoever taps in or watches this later, they can put in the comments or whatever.
Yeah, they can always chime in later, whatever.
Put yourself, just go into Jada Pickett Smith's shoes for a moment. Carol Coco Diggs and everybody else that's watching that is a female. I'm gonna do the males version too. You're Jada, and you're at this amazing award show with your children, people who love you, people that's watching, all this activities going around, and you have this man on stage who, in a sense, I don't think that he was really trying to hurt her. I think being a comedian,
That's
he
what
was
they do.
trying to be funny and he was doing what he does. I don't think he was actually trying to attack her.
Mm-mm.
And if he was, shame on him. Again, I can't judge that. This is just my personal thoughts. If you were Jada sitting in that chair and that happened to you, and you're sitting there and he da 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 da, you know how he got the mic and the
Happy.
GI Jane or whatever, and you're sitting there and you're with your husband and you're with your friends and all these amazing people who love you, believe in you, support you, and then you're also dealing with we would say more or less a medical hair growth condition.
Which most people had no idea because she always wear her hair short anyway.
Right. And I believe a while back, a few years ago, she did speak about it. But a lot of people, they're so busy listening to the negative stuff happening in her life and her red table talk, they're they're not even listening to what she surfaced about her condition. And this is you sitting there with your husband. Chris announces on the microphone the way he did, and you sitting there and your husband laughs. And then right in the midst of him laughing, he pays attention to your facial expression, which I might add, I almost teared up when I seen Jada's face because I said, that don't look like acting. If this was you, your husband, and Chris, how would you really truly take in all of that as that person that's in the center of this joke? Carol Diggs. You see, I said Carol Diggs.
Well, I say, do I even want to touch that?
Touch it, girl. And this is not, this is just you stepping inside of the position that she was just in. So
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I would have looked at him some kind of way because I've been like, "Well, what you laughing at?" And then, then it kind of would have went from there. Because I've been to a couple of comedy events and things like that, and you
mhm,
know, people they always want to single you out and stuff like that. And I'm sure at the Oscars was a completely different ball of wax because you're
right.
there with people that are of the same status as you or greater or you know whatever. All of y'all in the same kind of running game, and
Mhm.
mm,
So you would just look at your husband and like, uh.
for that moment, yeah, especially knowing that cameras were rolling.
And see, I think too that it was an awkward situation at that time because
I agree.
nobody knew that that was going to happen. She was enjoying him in the beginning. And then when he even said, he started talking and she was like, and then she thought like, excuse me? Like, I'm
It's like it just registered all of a sudden. It was like,
yes.
huh, wait a minute. What did he
Mhm.
say? Is he talking about me? And Will, what you gonna do about this?
Right. Like, did you just go there with me? Like, excuse me? No. That did not just happen. And it was just
So
I
next
don't-
year, when we're
just
on the red carpet at the Grammys or the Oscars,
please don't nobody clown me I'm not sitting in close view for no comedy.
what we gonna be wearing?
I'm gonna wear my crown. Because as long as you got your crown,
It don't matter what you wearing,
yeah,
huh?
I made it straight. As long as you got your crown on, it don't matter what you got on.
All right, sis. All
You
right.
bad. But I want to put myself in Jada's seat real quick.
We'll go for it.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
if
let
I
you have
should.
that hot seat. Uh-oh.
Y'all, I am, let me breathe. Um, I got a mouth. and, and honestly, I probably would have responded like Jada did because of my dignity. And I would have waited. I would have looked at my husband. Now, that's just what I would have did when Chris said what he said. But to look over and see my husband laugh, I probably would have. called him to the outdoors, we would have had a discussion, and it would have been a whole nother movie.
Oh,
But then after the fact, when I actually had to sit back and think about it, I think I would have had to understand that
oh.
I don't think Will actually bless you, girl. I don't think that I personally don't think Will recognized that he laughed and he wasn't meaning to laugh and hurt his wife. I think that he was thinking the joke was going to be something else, and it turned out, oh,
It was a
okay,
whole experience.
it wasn't the way. Yeah, because I think that Will and Chris actually get along with one another. I don't
I
know their
think
personal
so.
relationship,
Of course. Of course.
and I think it was more the fact that you know you cool with me, you came for my wife. And I'm more angry because I laughed and reacted, but then I reacted after I laughed. So he's in a position now to where people are attacking him, saying, "Well, hold up, bro. It was funny when you laughed, but when your wife
That
wasn't
is
happy,
funny.
it wasn't funny anymore." So it's kind of hard because I don't really think that he, as a husband, would try to hurt his wife like that. I think everybody is taking what they see
Mm-hmm.
and turning it into their own story. And y'all all need to get paid for that. I mean, we got all these movies, Lifetime, Movie Channel, you know, we're turning a story from a visual image when we're not right there up close and personal.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping mentally that let this be
Right.
staged, and it was so they're getting ready to come out with another movie and everybody gonna be like ooh, and then these two finna come together and they finna do a Bad Boys 4 and 5. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. So I
And
don't know.
hey, check it out. So we have MD saying Chris Rock better not press no charges. And I don't think he will based on his response in the in what he wrote online and things like that. I think it's gonna be just fine. I'm really
That's
not
on your
worried about that.
comments.
Uh-huh. That's on my page, yeah.
Oh, I don't see them. That's why I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
you
oh,
probably can't.
I
And
can't.
then CB says, so was that supposed to happen? Will Chris, because if you take a look and you look right in there, you can kind of see where he kind of drops the F bomb or whatever, even though they kind of bleep that out or don't let us hear it or whatever. But
There was one on YouTube that was not bleeped.
oh,
It's not there no more. It's not there no more, but it was not bleeped. And Will went
no.
off in his seat. And I'm like, whoa.
And
I mean, what?
JF online, who I love because he is always giving his opinion and putting things out there, kind of giving you something to think about. So his comment is, Will, I understand you wanted to defend your wife's honor, but did she defend yours when she was entangled? Why didn't you smack August like that? Your actions overshadowed the accomplishments of many. And when we look at that, I don't know if you remember or not, but there's a piece where Denzel came on and he was basically saying something to the effect of, when you're at your greatest moment, never allow anything to pretty much jump in and kind of take that away from you, or take that honor away from you. And that kind of situation pretty much, it kind of put a damper on the whole Richard piece that he did in a way, to a
Right.
degree, depending
But
on
what do you
who else
do?
watched it.
This is the question. No matter what Jada and Will go through, we all been in relationships. We all have stuff. We have secret things. We have things we don't talk about. Um, just because we know out loud what him and Jada gone through, what does a man do in the event that his wife, his queen, is disrespected in front of thousands of people? And again, I'm not saying that Chris intentionally disrespected her. So let's clarify what I'm saying, because I don't want to see my face on TMZ talking about this girl don't even know Will Smith or Jada or Chris. We're just speaking on it in a discussion. So let's clarify that. What does a man do when you're sitting there with your man, whether your man's accepting what you've done to him in the past or whatever, and he has to be a king, and he comes to an event with his wife, and someone gets on stage, whether it was a joke or not, and he took offense, and he's seen the pain in his woman's eyes, and he has to go home with her, and in front of her children, does he just sit there and say, "Hey, talk about her"?
Well, I hope he don't do that.
Yeah, but see, you have to realize sometimes we put ourselves in positions and we don't know the reaction of other people. And maybe he had been going through something earlier that day. Other things could been surfacing inside of his heart. And you can clearly tell that he was broken when he got on that stage. I was convinced when he spoke. He spoke from his heart and he apologized to all the people, and he said, he wanted to defend his wife. Maybe I shouldn't have slapped him. Maybe should have got on stage and just with my vocal cords, whipped him. Because you can whoop a person with your tongue, because your tongue is powerful. And sometimes we get so angry, and
react
that the flesh forgets what the spirit is supposed to do in positions, and we get out of line or out of character. And I think that surfaced between these two men, and we got to see how the spirit will be hidden from the flesh when you are upset.
I agree. Well, as much as I like them, and as much and as much as we could go back and forth about it, I'm sure. Well, I don't know about you people out there, but if y'all have a life and you have something else to do, I would say, either way they're getting paid, okay? Either way, everybody's getting whatever it is they're getting. So
Okay, I wish I was there. I wish Will would slap me.
shut up,
Like
girl.
I'm just joking. I am joking, you guys. I'm joking.
Okay, then he really would have went to jail, because now we're talking about something totally different. But in any case, always keep in mind, people, everybody has a life. Some is lived in private, some is lived in public. So now, okay, truth be told, most of us always feel like, all right, well, when you out there like that and you famous and you put your life out there, and what you get is what you get. And sometimes that is what you get. I mean, it's the cost, positive or negative, that's the cost. But some people, they bear a lot by being celebrities, and we've seen it take a toll on people. We've seen people commit suicide. We've seen people use drugs, all kinds of things. I don't know. They thought they wanted it, they got it. and if you're not in the right frame of mind to handle it, you don't know what road you're going down. But just keep in mind, give them some grace. Give them some grace sometimes. I think sometimes we hit them too hard. So
We do. And
yeah.
I have to say something on that, please. People, when we see stuff like this, I know we all get, "Ooh, what happened?" And we all have things to say about it. Miss Diggs and I have been on the phone talking about it, like, what, really? But have we ever sat back and thought that sometimes God will allow things to surface just to see how we're going to react also? Our reactions are a part of the whole ordeal. And sometimes we act, but we act out of character, and then our response can be very negative, and we don't think it's negative because we want to say what we're going to say. And I think they should do that. And that also is negative energy. If we're going to have the discussion, just discuss it. Don't argue back and forth with who's right or wrong. Well, you thinking Chris shouldn't have been slapped. He should have. Oh, Will, if I was Will, I would have punched him. We don't realize what we say is accountable. Everything we do is accountable.
That's right.
Everything. We just need to pray for them because their children and all this that is negative energy in their household right now. That every day they gotta click on the news and
Because it ain't going nowhere for a minute to the next thing anyway.
then the next person come up, we're gonna be like, did you hear about that? Y'all might say, did you hear about Carol Coco Diggs and Just Lynn? Yeah, you heard it. You heard it. And you don't never know. We might be the next one saying, why did somebody do me like that? So just keep in mind, just pray when we see things like this happening. Sometimes these people need prayer
That is true. That is true. Yeah, but
and water.
what kind of water?
Girl, real water. Shoot, that purified water.
That's right.
You see, I say purified. We need all this purification going.
That's right. That's right.
It's not even no
Well,
real.
thank y'all so much for tuning in. You know, we were hoping that y'all would chime in a little more, but obviously, y'all want to kind of talk amongst yourselves or write your comments down or whatever, and that's cool. That's cool. It's all right if you were scared to chime in, but
This woman is crazy. This is what I deal with, y'all. Okay.
but I'm good, and she loves it. She loves it. Y'all know I'm sane. I just like to have fun. That's all. But in any case, y'all have a good night because I'm sleepy. She in a whole nother time zone. So we we
Hey,
moving
I'm
on.
sleepy too. Shoot. I'm getting back from doing all this craziness and we got business to conduct.
Yes, we do. But in any, I got my coffee, so I'm good. I'm good. Wide awake.
Oh, she not going to sleep. Coffee, but she's sleepy. Mm. All right now.
Mm. Well, till the next time, y'all look for the media twins. Y'all look for the media twins. Hey, hey. And don't forget the platform. If you are an author, a writer, an actress, an entrepreneur, whatever your talent is, to be as my girl just Lynn says, the best extended version of yourself. And I say, extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. Make sure you check us out, inbox us, slide into our DMs, let us know that you're interested, and we will walk you through the process. Yes, it's a little bit of a process, but it's well worth it. So we look forward to having you and seeing you. Until next time, we out. We out. Yeah, we out.